Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Eric with Blue Line Fishing. Glad you joined me today. Your time's important to me. And what we're going to do in today's time is a look at this ODDSPRO spinning reel. Stick around, it's going to be good. Hey guys, we're going to take a look at this ODDSPRO reel now. I'll tell you the way I came about getting this reel. I actually had somebody contact me from ODDSPRO through the YouTube channel here, asked if I'd be willing to actually write an Amazon review on it, and I thought I'd go ahead and do a video on it too. So got this reel free. Give you a little information about ODDSPRO. It's a Chinese company, and of course, you know, most of the reels now are made either China, South Korea, Sweden, and some of them are made here in the United States as well. But this is a Chinese-made reel, so depending on what your thoughts are on that, we're going to take a look at it and just see what it's all about. Okay guys, we're going to take a little deeper look at the ODDSPRO reel here now, and this spinning reel is actually an OD5000 series. Their 5000 series is the biggest one. They also have a 4000, a 3000, a 2000, and a 2000A. The 2000A would be more suited, I think, for ultralight fishing for like crappie and bluegill. The 2, 3, and 4000 series would be more suited for bass fishing, lighter to heavier. This 5000 here, the reason I got it, the bigger one, also suited for bass fishing, a little bit heavier use, is because I wanted to be able to surf fish it with it too. Even though I live here in the Midwest, we go down to the coast once or twice a year, and usually for a couple weeks at a time, and I do a lot of surf fishing, so I wanted it to be dual purpose. So that's why I chose the large one. This reel here is 4.91 gear ratio, and that means you're going to have almost 5 revolutions of the spool for every handle turn. The drag on it, it says, is 17.6 pounds of drag. I'm not sure about that, and I'll tell you why here in a minute, because of the washer system in it. I don't know if you're going to get a full 17.5 pounds of drag out of it. And it also has 9 bearings. We're going to talk about the bearings too. It does have 9 bearings, plus 1 roller bearing, but a little bit misleading on that as well. And then it also has an EVA foam handle, so it does have a nice comfortable grip. So when we get into the reel here, you know, one of the first things I look at on a spinning reel is the oscillation. When I'm holding it in my hand, when I turn the reel, when it's up and down, this oscillation, how much side torque does it have? Does it really want to shake your hand real bad, as far as when you're really get that reel going and really crank it? This doesn't do too bad. It's actually pretty darn smooth. It doesn't have a ton of oscillation to it, which is something I like in a spinning reel. And you know, the price point on this spinning reel is $25.99, so you know, it's not a high-end reel, but I know ODDSPRO is a company that's kind of trying to break into the market, and so I'm sure they have it priced down a little bit right now if you were to pick one up, because they're probably going to be cost more than that, you know, 6 months or a year from now. But the line capacity on this one, they don't give it in yards. It's all in meters. I mean, I can read it off the box here. You know, it's 155 yards, 115 and 95 yards. For what I'm going to use, 12-pound test, I think it's going to hold around 120 yards of 12-pound test. Okay, the frame on this reel is graphite, and then it also, the handle and some of the assembly is metal. The foot up here is graphite as well. The bail, obviously metal, and it does have a CNC aluminum spool on it, so I do like to see that. So it's sturdy enough. You know, it's got this graphite metal frame on it, which I do like for sure. And then when we get into it a little bit more here, okay, so when we open this up here, you can see it does have metal components in here, not plastic. Some of the cheaper reels, really cheap reels, will have the plastic. The spool seat here is graphite. The spool itself is aluminum, which I do like to see that. So happy with that construction, and we're going to throw some line on it here in a little bit and do some casting with it and see how that casting works out too. One thing I do like about this reel, you have big metal gears inside of it. You know, in the bearing system on it, I was telling you, yes, it is a 10 bearing system per se, 9 bearings plus 1 roller bearing, but the way that really breaks down is when you take this reel apart is you're actually going to have 4 of the bearings are on the handle knob in here, and then 2 are on the pinion gear, 2 on the main gear, and 1 roller bearing. So if you're thinking it's 9 bearings that are all on the pinion or inside, it's not exactly true. So a lot of times when you see reels that advertise that they're, you know, high bearing count, 8, 9, 10, 12 bearings, whatever the case may be, yes, it may have those, but kind of like this reel, they're not all going to be lined up in there to make this thing as smooth as glass or as cool as the other side of the pillow. Okay, we talked at the beginning of the video about the drag system on this. It says it has 17.5 basically pounds of drag. I don't know if it'll get that out of this. You know, the drag system on a spinning reel, if you're not real familiar with them, it's controlled on the end. Counterclockwise is going to be less drag. Turning it clockwise, more drag. Looking into this, the washers assembly that make up the drag system on this are actually 3 metal washers and 2 felt washers. I think at the most you're probably going to get 10 or 11 pounds of drag out of it. You could always take and insert a 1-inch washer in that stack and increase your drag to make it tighter on there, where it can really dig in and give you some more drag. It's not hard to do. If you guys want one of these times, I can do a video show you how to increase your drag capacity, you know, on a spinning reel like this. But you know, the overall looks of the reel, like I say, it looks good too. So you know, you have the graphite body combined with the metal body. It's got a pretty smooth oscillation on it, and you know, on the handle turn and the reeling, it feels pretty smooth. You know, on a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 7. And now what we'll do, we're going to put some line on this reel, throw it on a rod, take it over here to the lake, and do a little bit of casting with it and see what we think of it. Alright guys, while I was putting line on this reel, I thought I'd bring this up real quick. You can see the lip that's underneath here. This right here, this angled lip, it's kind of beveled here. Underneath it, the lip that's right here, when I fill up a spinning outfit, I like to bring it right to the edge of that lip, not over it, because if you do, you're going to have line just come flying off there. It's going to bird's nest, it's really going to coil, it's going to drive you crazy. So that's one of the things you really want to do, is make sure that you just bring it to or just underneath that lip, not over it. Hey guys, one thing I forgot to mention earlier, we were talking about the reel, is the anti-reverse on this. I am impressed with it. It is a true stop anti-reverse. What I mean by that is, when I'm reeling this and I stop, there is no back play in the handle. You can see forward, then I'm pushing it back. There is no back play in this handle, which is very, very important, either on a spinning outfit or a bait casting outfit. You want there to be no give in that, because any give at all, even if it moves just a little bit, 1/8 of an inch, can cost you from getting hook set. So this anti-reverse on this reel is very solid. And obviously it has a collapsible reel handle. You would just screw this tension knob off on this side and be able to tuck the reel in like so, or the reel handle, I'm sorry. So for storage, I can back this up, tighten it down a little bit, and it's nice and compact, streamlined without the handle sticking off for storage. Also, you can take this handle and flip it over to the other side and have the handle on the right hand side for basically a left-handed setup for a spinning outfit. So I just wanted to make sure we went over those before we got into the casting here, to see what we think of that. Okay guys, let's give this ODDSPRO a little bit of lake time here, cast a little bit. We'll see what we think about it. I'll tell you what I did. I tied on just a weightless Senko. I wanted to do a lure that wasn't really heavy, something that was moderately weighted, to really be able to see the casting ability on this reel. We're going to give it a whirl, see what we think here. So with that being said, that right there is some distance. I mean, that probably can't tell on video, but I can tell you that's probably every bit of a 80 to 90 foot cast there. I'm just guessing. That's out there pretty good. That's probably every bit of an 80 foot cast. So, and I can tell you, on the retrieve here, it's smoother than what I thought it would be. It really is. What I've done, I've spooled this up with a 12-pound P-line. So nothing super heavy, but nothing super light either. kind of moderate in the middle there. All right, guys, so closing thoughts on this ODDSPRO spinning reel. You know, this is a reel that's like, say, $25.99, so pretty cheap reel. I'll be honest with you, I'm pretty impressed with it. I didn't think when I first started looking at it that I would be as pleased with it as I am, but I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, if you were to ask me, I'd give this probably a 7 out of 10, 6.5, 7 out of 10. So it's a good reel. I would say this would be a good reel to have as one of your backup spinning outfits, or even a primary if you're fishing multiple outfits, because from what I've seen here, just casting it just a little bit, it's done a good job. It's smooth. The drag on it, I haven't been able to really play with much yet and check out. We'll have to have some fishing applications for that to happen. And I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to fish this reel for the rest of this summer and into the fall, and I'll do a follow-up review to this sometime this fall and let you guys know how this reel actually performs. That's going to wrap up our review for this ODDSPRO reel right now. Like I say, I'll get back with you on part 2 sometime this fall. I really appreciate you guys watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a like, subscribe. It really helps me out. I really appreciate your guys' support. It means a lot to me. And in the meantime, don't forget, get out there and fish.